Hey everybody, Debbie Deno here. And so we've just talked about some wonderful ways that we can use essential oils in general. Now I want to talk to you about some of the properties of essential oils. And one, if you got a sample for the class, one of the samples that you got was for lavender oil. And so lavender, it is one of my favorite essential oils for a variety of reasons. It's a really common fragrance that people are used to. And so when we think about lavender, we think from an aromatic standpoint or a topical standpoint, applying it that way. It's very soothing to the mind, right? So some people use lavender in their diffuser and topically to help them get their mind calmed down for sleep. Or if you're feeling anxious and stressed, and that's what our talk is on this week, is on mood. And so I don't think we could have not talked about lavender. It is a staple in people's homes for calming and soothing anxious thoughts, for calming and soothing muscle tension, but it also has wonderful properties to help soothe the skin. So anytime we're talking about that we've got a scrape, an owie, typically I start with lavender and then also melaleuca or tea tree oil. Now, tea tree oil isn't one that we're actually going to feature this class, but just to kind of explain why I use that for the skin is the lavender helps soothe and hydrate and ease any irritation and inflammation in that skin whenever you've had, whether it's a scrape or a cut. But then the melaleuca is wonderful because it has antimicrobial benefits, so it can help kill any bacteria or viruses or yeast, candida, fungi, and things like that. So anytime that the skin is broken, a cut, a bite, any of those things, I love using that combination of lavender and melaleuca. Okay? Lavender's also got some other wonderful benefits. It is great for soothing inflammation in the respiratory system. So oftentimes when people diffuse lavender, they're also notice less sinus issues as well because it'll calm and soothe those irritated membranes. So as far as for our class and how lavender can help with mood, I think it can certainly be used during the day or at night as you're prepping your bedtime routine. And we'll talk a little bit more about sleep and something called sleep hygiene. A lot of us go, right up to the very, I'm supposed to already be asleep with their mind constantly tense. Well, lavender can be one of those oils that can help bring things into focus and help you wind down so that your brain can move into sleep. It doesn't mean that lavender is going to make you sleepy. It doesn't do that. It just calms and soothes, okay? So aromatically, I might put a couple of drops in my diffuser or I love taking a drop or two of lavender and our next oil, we're going to talk about wild orange, and putting those two together and rubbing that into my neck and into my chest. So the heat of my body will amplify that oil as I sleep, and I'll get not only the aromatic benefit, I'm going to get the topical benefit as that soaks into my skin and soaks into my bloodstream. So very calming and soothing for the mind, okay? So that kind of rounds out lavender as far as for our mood class. Some other reasons that lavender probably ought to be in your life is I mentioned that it's great for calming and soothing the sinuses. So it's used a lot in seasonal threats or sinus kind of support blends. It's wonderful to help decrease histamine reactions. So when there's itching, when there's irritated skin or irritated sinuses and such like that, okay? It's one of the oils that we use most commonly with children because it calms not only the mind, but it calms the skin. What else? I use it a lot when I've got some neck tension because oftentimes anxiety or tension is fueling that as well. So I will combine it with a little bit of peppermint, rub that into tired, achy muscles, and it is phenomenal. Okay. Again, I mentioned I also like to diffuse it with some other oils that are very cheerful. So if you have a sample of lavender, try it one of the ways we've talked about, either topical or aromatic. Now, can you take it internally? Absolutely, you can. I put it in a veggie cap as we were doing our 3 uses video, and I like to add lavender to a veggie cap in the morning along with some other oils that support sinus health. And those are lavender, lemon, peppermint, and tea tree oil. I'll put the recipe up in our comments. I know it's maybe not related to mood, but it never hurts to support our sinuses a little bit, particularly if the yours are irritating you this time of year. So, soothing to the skin, soothing to the mind, soothing to any body system where we've got these mucous membranes, these things that cough and sneeze and weep and make our eyes itch, things like that. So give your lavender a try. Other ways that people use this, it can be used in a bath. I've even been known to take and sprinkle a drop or two of my favorite oil that day in the corner of the shower so that the heat activates that and I breathe that in. What a wonderful experience that is. And so in the comment section, let me know how you used your lavender if you have a sample, or how you think you'd like to use lavender, which one of those properties you're most excited about. And we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.